I've always been a firm believer that streaming platforms should always stay in what they are meant to be for. So YouTube should be for YouTubers. I think mega corporations coming in and maybe posting content for free is okay, but when you allow them to monetize and become this like mega conglomerate corporation over YouTube as well, I think it becomes a little weird. Or the same thing when you go to Twitch or Kick or Twitter or whatever it is. If there is a corporation inside of those that is basically making millions of dollars off of uh, essentially being bad at advertising on their own website, I think it becomes kind of this weird precedent that you're essentially forcing the platform to host you. And this is no different than YouTube. YouTube does this a lot. There's tons and tons of producer channels or movie channels or things of that sort that essentially will go, oh, well, what's easier, making an ad ourselves, or what if we just post it on YouTube where it's free? And obviously you're always going to choose the free option over anything else. And I've never been a huge fan of this personally. I thought YouTube, like back in the day, was really cool because YouTube was just for content creators. That's all it was for. It was purely for people who wanted to create one-on-one original content, or even if it was copy and paste content, it didn't matter. It was still there for content creators as a overall. And the same thing with like Twitter or Twitch or something like that. But over the years, people like ESPN, Disney, Paramount, all of these platforms for basically TV shows or for certain programs have essentially invaded these platforms. And by doing this, it's allowed these companies to make millions and millions of dollars, of course, but it's also kind of given them a slight entitlement as well. And one of the things that we're talking about today is how basically they are failing, ESPN and Disney are failing to come up with some sort of contract to allow their stuff to continue on YouTube. Because YouTube has a very, very strict copyright clause where if anything is copyright, basically it can be taken down or something of that sort. Now, I'm not 100% sure how their deal works with YouTube, of course, but from how it's kind of worded here is essentially they are meeting some sort of term. So here, this is the exact quote. Unfortunately, Google's YouTube TV has chosen to deny their subscribers the content they value most by refusing to pay fair rates for our channels, including ESPN and ABC. Without a new agreement in place, their subscribers will not have access to our programming, which includes the best lineup in live sports, anchored by the NFL, NBA, and college football, with 13 of the top 25 college teams playing this weekend. With a 3 trillion market cap, Google is using its market dominance to eliminate competition and undercut the industry standard terms we've successfully negotiated with every other distributor. We know how frustrating this is for YouTube TV subscribers and remain committed to working toward a resolution and as quickly as possible. Yeah, this sounds like greed, not from YouTube. It sounds like greed from ESPN. And the reason for this, that I think it sounds like greed from ESPN, is very simple. What is there to negotiate? I mean, just frankly, what is there to negotiate? You are getting a free platform to post your already copy and pasted content, right? That's not your original content on to YouTube and basically super hype it up, and you make millions of dollars off of it if you were just a normal YouTube channel. But now you want a contract. You want the subscriber money. You want the view money. You want a contract. You want this, this, and this. I like YouTube being a free platform. I like the idea that YouTube in general is a platform where if you just want to post, you post content. I think this statement of, well, they're not paying us a fair wage for our contract that everybody else does, it kind of sounds like they're almost trying to bully the YouTube CEOs into uh, essentially paying them a bunch of money. And Disney kind of jumps on their back with this too, by the way. So Disney kind of said the same thing, basically full agreement that YouTube could be paying so much more. And it sounds like I might just be glazing YouTube here, and maybe I am a little bit, 100%. But I'm never a big person when it comes to anyone kind of taking advantage of anything. It doesn't matter if it's a mega conglomerate or a corporation or a TV show, whatever it is. I'm never a huge fan of people just blatantly trying to take advantage of a system or something like that. And I've spoken out multiple times against things that I disagree with YouTube, but this in particular, I actually agree with them. Like I don't understand these companies. You literally have the ability to get full free promotion, get millions and millions of dollars for free, literally for free. YouTube, because you don't have to pay to put your stuff on YouTube. So, literally millions of dollars for free from YouTube. But they want more. They want it in writing. They want it on the contract. They want it. They want to be able to just keep spam copy and pasting stuff and make hundreds of millions to billions of dollars. It's just one of those things that every single time I see something like this, I'm just like, wow, these companies are greedy. And Disney is especially like that. I love a lot of like Disney shows, a lot of Disney movies. I love a lot of that, but like, let's be honest, Disney has gotten very, very greedy in the last couple of years to where 99% of their shows suck. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I used to love like let's say like Wizards of Waverly Place, right? And then they just made a 10 times worse sequel to Wizards of Waverly Place. Like I literally watched the entire thing multiple times. It's terrible. Or you have it where like Disney Plus is in my opinion an absurd price to basically watch probably two shows or their spam of like Star Wars content. And ESPN is kind of no different. They just spam content that technically isn't even theirs, right? Like they take content from like a game or something like that, and then they might have like someone talk over it and explain what's going on. But 9 times out of 10, it's just a copy and paste. And I think that's something that's like just so weird about this in general is the amount of greed that like comes off of the text, almost spewing in your face with how much it is. But I don't know. It's a weird situation. Obviously, I can't do anything about it at the end of the day. I just think it's some funny to talk about where even though companies are getting millions of dollars for free and have the ability to continue to get millions of dollars for free. I mean, ESPN could literally make like 40 different YouTube channels, all in different languages, and capitalize off of every single one of them. But what do I know? What do I know? Have a wonderful night, everybody. Peace out.